Dear friends, family, and veterans, thank you for coming here today to be with Vicki, Janelle, Luke, and me today as we share this special moment. Today I announce my exploratory committee for a candidacy for the United States Senate for Iowa. Running for the United States Senate is not a destination, it is a journey. I am honored that many of you have seen fit to support me enthusiastically, and I am likewise grateful that life has placed me in a situation to be considered for such high office. That is an honor in its own right. And as we run together, for we are all a team together, we will run hard, for we want to win. We will run fairly, because we value the democratic principles upon which this country was founded. We value fairness, honor, and government by the people. We will run on defining issues, because we believe that there are real differences between Democrat and Republican philosophies. Defining our differences as a process is the mother's milk of democracy. Without the conflict of ideas, we fail in our form of government. And finally, we run with compassion, because we feel the need of the people and the needs of our wonderful country. Yesterday and today have been difficult days for our nation and our people. A long war fought by brave men and women has drained our resources. Many of our nation's finest have lost their lives, their health, and their fortunes so that we may be safe and secure. We honor our warriors and we honor our cause, but we seek greater strategic direction than we have had in the past. And we yearn for the day that America can again lead by example, and that we can be a shining light of due process and civil liberties for the world. We also understand the economic hardships and hurts of the people of our great nation, and we know that these hardships and hurts can and must be healed. The American Senate is a mighty forum to address these problems that we face as a people, and I look forward to the day that I will be the 60th vote in the majority for positive change for America. We do not need, as we have today, support for those forces of reaction that wish an American president to fail regardless of the cost to the American people. We do not need the return of failed ideas and rejected policies that have destroyed wealth and have divided us into a nation of haves and have-nots. We do not need representation in Washington that is used to listening to Washington simply because he has been in Washington for so long. I am running for the United States Senate to give Iowans an opportunity for a new and a different future. My opponent was first elected to public office in 1958 and has served consecutively since. He will be 78 years old on Election Day and 84 years of age should he be re-elected and complete his term of office. As a good farmer, Senator Grassley must recognize that 51 years is a long time to go without rotating crops. And Mr. Grassley has been a bit disingenuous about his role in the current economic crisis. Recently, Farmer Grassley advocated seppuku, which is an ancient form of Japanese suicide, for those executives at AIG that took large bonuses. That statement was greeted with enthusiasm by some and horror by a few. But it was a defining moment and a statement of anger and outrage for what has happened in the financial service industry of America. For those that listened and applauded, please remember that Farmer Grassley was the one that opened the barn door and let the cattle out at AIG. We would not be talking about seppuku today had not Grassley in 1999 been in the forefront of the charge to repeal the firewall safeguards that prevented insurance companies and banks from getting into non-core businesses. That repeal was what created the AIG debacle. The other senator from Iowa, Tom Harkin, saw this as a mistake and he fought it. Why did Senator Grassley not see the same? Unfortunately, he did not. Instead, Farmer Grassley let the cows out of the barn. AIG, Citibank, and others got into businesses they should not have been in, and we, the taxpayers, as well as our children, are all paying for all of those cows today. Elderly Iowans that receive Medicaid likewise understand the problems that Senator Grassley has created by listening to those that have been around him for 51 years. While the Department of Veterans Affairs is authorized by law to negotiate for prescription drugs, Medicaid cannot by law and must pay retail prices for all of America. If you wonder why Medicaid is rapidly moving into insolvency, you have only to look as far as Senator Grassley's handiwork. It may have benefited big pharmacy, but it did not benefit those that need it the most. These kinds of things have happened because good and positive legislators lose their effectiveness and perspective over time. They become the establishment in spite of themselves. Chuck Grassley has been a popular and well-respected public official since his first election in 1958. But today, that's 51 years of talking to the same people in public office. The only way to change that is to change the players. In this campaign, by contrast, I hope and expect to present an attractive package of relative youth and experience for the voters. I have had military experience as a lieutenant colonel in the Army Reserve, lawmaking, policy research and public service experience, private sector experience, farming experience, laboring experience, and school board and teaching experience. People can relate to how I understand their daily problems, and I will relate to them because I have seen the struggles of daily life, as have you. And I know how to be effective. As a former state legislator, I was recognized by the Des Moines Register as one of the top 10 most effective legislators. One of the accomplishments from this time that I am most proud of is a law that established the regional transit agencies throughout Iowa. This was a hand out by Iowans to help Iowans, and it has proved to be successful and efficient. As regional representative for the U.S. Secretary of Transportation during the Carter administration, I worked to maintain quality rail transportation for Iowa's farms and industries during a tumultuous period of the Rock Island and the Milwaukee bankruptcies. There are other accomplishments and experiences that you can read about in my biography at www.KrauseForIowa.com. But suffice to say, I am a credible candidate with a strong record of accomplishment inside and outside of government. So what do I need from you to win? I need your support. I need you to network and tell your friends about me through email, through Facebook and other electronic tools. And I need your financial support. Senator Grassley is well-financed and well-connected because of his 51 years of office talking to the same people. However, we as a team can reach a threshold of viability that will make people throughout the nation realize that Senator Grassley is vulnerable and can be beaten. That threshold is about $1 million for a challenger. Beginning today, if we can raise just $2,700 per day for the next 365 days, we will achieve the threshold of viability by March 28, 2010. That is well in advance of the general election and gives us adequate time to generate momentum prior to November 2010. That in turn will give us a great victory. So in closing, I ask for your prayers on this great journey. We pray that what we do will have a positive impact on Iowans in their thoughts, in their beliefs, and in their feelings of self-worth and their place in this world. We recognize that we are a diverse nation of many views, but that we have a story that carries across lines of race, culture, creed, and wealth. And that we are concluding this ceremony here at the Fort Des Moines History Museum today is no accident. The history we have seen here at Fort Des Moines speaks to the rising of all people to service for America, from the commissioning of the first black officers in World War I, to the establishment of the Women's Army Corps in World War II, to the induction of draftees here during Vietnam, and to the reservists fighting for America today. Each speaks to a new generation of service to America in a new way. We are a new generation and a new campaign. We respect what is in the past and build on what is good from the past. That is the essence of our democracy, that collectively, through our common experiences, we find a new ground for a new day. That is what today and this campaign is about. Thank you for joining me in a joyful and spirited campaign. And thank you to my wife, my children, my parents, my family, my friends, and you, my supporters.